Have you guys decided which kingdom you want to be a part of? Do you want to be an Imperium kingdom or in a low seed kingdom? So, in my experience of playing Rise of Kingdoms, I have played in both Imperium Kingdom with a high level Imperium Kingdom actually. If you guys remember, we played in 1412. We even played with Baba TC at the church during my time in 1412. So, I've experienced the high intensity battle. I've experienced the Imperium level, and now we are back into a low seed kingdom. So in today's video, we're going to talk about few things that will make you decide whether or not you are fit for an Imperium kingdom or a low seed kingdom. Now, my name is Shinchi42. If you guys like Rise of Kingdoms content, do consider subscribing and turn your notification on. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, and as we start this year 2023, let's hope that it is going to be a good start. Now, we're going to talk about 5 chapters in here in this video. You guys can look into the chapter section of the video, and you guys can hover around it if you like to do so. But there's going to be 5 chapters in this video. It is going to be the leadership, the competition, the gameplay, the activity, and where should you be after watching this video and kind of figure out what kingdom you need to go to. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about is leadership. Now, I don't really see a huge difference between the leadership between being an Imperium kingdom and as well as here in the low seed. One of the reasons why is because, you know, everybody has the same agenda. The agenda is to what? Is to win, right? So within the leadership structure, I don't see a huge difference between that. The main difference that I see between the low seed kingdom here in 2581 in comparison to 1412 is that there is a lot more alliances in 1412, and there's a lot more leaders in each alliances. In comparison to 2581, there's pretty much just only one alliance, and it's governed by that alliance. And the kingdom is governed by that one alliance in 2581. So that is the major aspect that I could see within the leadership structure of both kingdoms. Now, I can only really speak for my experience, right? So if you're looking into other Imperium kingdoms, they probably have a different style of leadership. Now, I've heard that in other kingdom, for example, in 60 GT, that in that type of leadership in the kingdom their structure is a little bit different. Like they reward people based on, I think, DKP system. Like they earn like GT coins where they can purchase items within the game using those coins. They can bid for like Mightiest Governor, which something that we didn't really do in 1412. 1412 is very similar to the structure in 2581 at a certain aspect of it, because our MGE is like, for now, it is based on the players who are actually going to be able to use the commanders. We apply for the application through the Google Sheets. So it's similar to 1412, yet a few differences. So let's go back to when I talked about the 60 GT, because I just pretty much just found this out recently, which is actually a very cool system in those Imperium Kingdom, right? Comparison to here. In Imperium Kingdom, there's a lot of rich people. There's a lot of rich people who a lot of rich leadership, and they will do everything that they can to succeed within the game, because what else are they going to do with their money besides just spend it within the game, right? So there's nothing wrong with it. They're very determined on winning the game. So whenever you're in an Imperium Kingdom like those, you can earn some coins, like for example, I said in 60 GT, to where certain players sponsor this, like they're very much wealthy that it doesn't really hurt their finances. They sponsored this to where they pretty much help the player base that participate for them. So let me give you a prime example in here. Let's say this is KVK, and I have certain kills and I have certain debts, and then I'll earn 60 GT coins, right? For what I know, this is how it works. I don't fully know, but somebody have told me how this thing kind of works. And then I can redeem it. I can either use these 60 GT coins, I think, either to bet on a commander and win if I win the bid, or I believe there is also an aspect where, like, if I want to redeem this for a mountain warfare bundle. So a mountain warfare bundle, I mean, imagine this, right? The mountain warfare bundle, oh, that's the one that comes out for the pass opening, or you can do the Conqueror's Will. I mean, that's going to be like at least $375 to max out a bundle here in Rise of Kingdoms. So that is absolutely insane that they're able to do those in an Imperium Kingdom, which I did not experience those in 1412. We did not really have that in 1412. So that's aspect of leadership structure in a low seed kingdom. In a low seed kingdom, we're never gonna see that. There's no way, unless there is a super rich guy in a low seed kingdom who wants to sponsor that. But then when we do that, the kingdom is gonna grow so fast and it's gonna be so much stronger, and it could go into Imperium Kingdom. So for the baseline of this, what I see with the leadership, with my experience, there wasn't a huge difference, but there is definitely huge differences between each kingdom because each kingdom is governed by different people. So if you have an experience from your Imperium Kingdom, let us know in this comment section below. What does your kingdom do different in comparison to the other kingdoms that you have participated in? So that can, give us some insight within Rise of Kingdoms. Now let's talk about the competition. First, let's talk about the Mightiest Governor event. In the Mightiest Governor event within the Imperium and the Low Seed Kingdom has some similarities. All right. So whenever there is a controlled Mightiest Governor event, in my experience, it is still the players who has the best gear who are going to be the one online on, fighting, rallying, defending structures are going to win those commanders. It's never going to change. Okay. Those are in the controlled situation. Those players will typically win. Those players will typically have the benefit of it. Now, in the status of competitive Mightiest Governor, now that plays a major difference. In this type of seed in here, you can still compete between the top players who are going to win the, the controlled MGE. But I'm telling you, when you are Imperium Kingdom, if you're a type of player just like me, I'm casual, right? If you're a player like me, I'm not so casual, I would say. I put a lot of time in the game, right? I took this game a lot serious, than other people as well. But I don't have the ability to have all those resources. I don't have the ability to have all the speed ups. Once I drain my speed ups, I'm probably going to have a hard time healing. But when you're in a Imperium Kingdom, you're going to be competing insane, like in the Mightiest Governor event. In kill event, in training, you're going to get drained. In here, you can still sustain. Maybe you can compete in 2, 3, 4, 5 Mightiest Governor event, even consecutively. I can do it, technically. But in Imperium Kingdom, I can do it only for one, and I'm out. And you're done for if you're not spending a lot of money. So that's the major, major difference between the Imperium and, Low Seed Kingdom. Another thing that I would say is the Zenith of Power. So the Zenith of Power also plays a major impact with it, for your gaming. If you're wanting to be a competitive player, then you want to do good and get those city skins, right? So you guys remember I spent like $4,000 or $3,000 in that video title, right? I spend that much money in the game to win the Zenith of Power, and that's in a Seed A Kingdom in 1382. Imagine if that was in 1412. I'd probably spend more than $4,000. I'd probably spend more than $3,000, maybe double it, $6,000, $10,000 just to compete for that Zenith of Power. So that's a major thing to consider when you're playing in Imperium Kingdom and Low Seed Kingdom. Honestly, at the end of the day, I'll let you know at the end of the video what I really feel about both and where I should really suggest where you should go. But the competition plays a major role. Your fun and gaming plays an impact for the competition of this game. Another thing in the competition is like Lost Canyons, right? In here, I'm able to maintain into the S rank. My God, I'm telling you, in the Imperium Kingdom, I would probably be in the B rank or A rank. It just shows you how vastly insane the competition is between all the players, not even the top players, just between all of the players that you're going to be competing with in that KVK. And whenever you're fighting in the open field as well, you're fighting with people that are like at a higher level than you. I fought against players like, if I was on rank B on the canyons, that means I'm far low compared to other Imperium players. And I am not even that weak, honestly. I have a pretty good gear. We have a legendary set here. We have a legendary gears. We have, gears. This is decent. Not really that proud of gear, but we have pretty good gears in my setup in here, So that's something that you need to consider the competition and how you can get rewards. Because when you're in Imperium Kingdom, your rewards are not going to be very much fruitful if you're not spending a lot of money into the game or spending consistently into the game. Now let's talk about the gameplay of being an Imperium Kingdom and the low seed kingdom. I think this plays a major role into deciding what KVK or in deciding in what kingdom you want to go into. I think this is one of my biggest push where I decided that, hey, I think I'm done for Imperium Kingdom. So one thing that I want to say, yes, we did get a lot of gold chests in 1412. It was really nice. But at the end of the day, I wasn't really having fun because of the style of the gameplay. The style of the gameplay in Imperium Kingdom, you will see like when you rally like one flag, let's say there's a competition, like there's a combat with rallying one flag that are being defended by your enemy. You can expect that one rally of that flag can last for hours. Okay, so I mean that's cool, but you really drain out of a lot of troops. So in one battle, you can pretty much get 0 troops already. You can drain everything pretty much. Another thing is that whenever your pass opens in an Imperium Kingdom, there is insane lag. Like even just in Zone 4. Just even the past 4 opening will be extremely laggy already. So that's Imperium Kingdom status for you. You're going to experience that. There's no way that you do not experience lag in an Imperium Kingdom. And how do you enjoy playing battles in the battlefield with lag? You're not going to be able to enjoy it. You're going to have a hard time. And yes, what's the thing that is being in the Imperium Kingdom is you might have this cool aspect of like, okay, I'm in one of the best kingdoms in the whole game. Like I am in this kingdom, like we're the best. Yeah, that's cool. At the end of the day, it's cool. But at the end of the day, it's a video game. Like, does it matter at the end of the day? What matter is you're having fun and playing the game. And maybe some people, they have a lot of fun in that aspect, but I can't judge you for that. But if you're just saying because you're in this kingdom and you're in this very well-known alliance and you're like dominating, you can do that the same way in the low seed kingdom. You can still dominate like we're dominated here. I had a lot of fun. There's a lot of players actually in 2581, which I just recently found out came from a lot of the Imperium kingdoms. A lot of us came from like very well-known alliances. So I'm not going to mention those alliances, but there's a lot of players in here that came from a lot of the Imperium big status kingdom. They migrated down here to have a lot more heartfelt gaming, I should say. So that's one thing that I should say the biggest difference between Imperium and low seed, because in here we did not experience lag. I was able to enjoy my commanders. I was able to see my commanders really cast a skill. So I think we did a really good job on this decision on migrating into a lower seed kingdom. I had a really good time. Even though my time was limited on the battling in this KVK since I was traveling, I really did enjoy every moment that I was able to get into the battlefield, and I was also able to rally. So within that, the gameplay plays a major role on your satisfaction within the game. You have to decide, do you want to be happy whenever you log in and play the game, or do you just want to be happy because you're in a status that probably doesn't even matter in real life? So for my suggestion, focus on where you enjoy every single moment when you log in and compete. So, but maybe I'm just maybe saying this in my point of view, but maybe there are players who really does enjoy the lag. Maybe there are players who really does enjoy the, delay of troops whenever they try to send it back home and it just get killed and you're not able to really, maximize your efficiency. You're not able to maximize your greatness if you're having those lags. So that's one thing that I want to tell you guys, in here. And you guys may hate me for saying this. Maybe the Imperium players will hate me for saying this because I'm trying to drive away people from Imperium. I'm not trying to do that, honestly. I'm not trying to drive you away from Imperium, but I'm just trying to give you my experiences in here and where I feel enjoying, where I felt like I'm enjoying in Rise of Kingdoms. I kind of felt like I'm revived coming into 2581. Now, the activity, this is going to tie up for the gameplay of the game because activity plays a major role with the gameplay. Now, in here, one of the biggest thing that I should say, there's going to be fights and then there's going to be no fights. So the activity in Imperium Kingdom, if you want to fight, if you love fighting, if you want to spend money into fighting as well, every single day, once that pass open, there is fight. There is fight every single day. There is a fight every single minute. There is somewhere something is happening. So In the low seed kingdom, there is sometimes fight, and then there's sometimes no fight. And like even the altar, we pretty much dominated it, and now we're done with it. There, for the most part in the dark altar, I think we only really fought like 3-4 times, and then after that it's done, right? It wasn't really much of a competition in the altar of darkness. But in 1412, when I experienced it, sometimes we can't even get the altar, right? It was very, very difficult because you're fighting against somebody who's almost the same strength and same power, right? So in here, I think we're not the fire camp, so the fire camp should have really done a lot better in here, but we did really good for our KVK in this situation. So activity, there's also similarities within the game of Imperium and as well as the low seed kingdom. Like in the low seed kingdom, you'll still see like activity in the rest period. Like we do a lot of bar fort rallies to pop the chest. So similarly in the 1412, we do the same thing, and we do bar fort rallies as well to get the chest pop up in here. So those are some of the similarities. Certain things in here have some similarities, and there's certain things that are like huge gap, right? I think I mentioned this earlier within the leadership structure as well. So with the activity, of course, you're going to see a lot more movements of players in and out of alliances and moving around different alliances to participate in competition during KVK. So that's a difference in the Imperium Kingdom, more structure, more leadership. When I was like trying to move to a farm account in here and try to fight in here in KOTF, it took me a while to get in, to get accepted, because we have much lower amount of players who really control each alliances as well. So in 1412, I was able to move quickly. If I apply within 10 seconds, I'm there, I'm in. So that's one thing that I should say to you guys, and as well as in 1412, we really got a lot of chests. I'm telling you, we had so much chests that we received in 1412, especially when Baba was there. But even without Baba, we still got a lot of gold chests. In here in 2581, in Fame Alliances, we did get a lot of gold chests as well for this seed, because we actually have some spenders in the game in this alliance. So it's not insane. Like we will get like 20 to 30 gold chests in Imperium Kingdom. In here we probably get like 5, and on a lucky day we'll get 10. So that's something that to look into as well when you're deciding if you want to get gold chests. Yeah, definitely Imperium Kingdom is a way to go for gold chests. But the gold chest, you'll have to pay that back by competing in the battlefield, and if you don't have the amount of resources, let's say you have the speed ups from the gold chest, you don't have resources, you still cannot compete. In the Imperium Kingdom, a lot of the Imperium players, they do buy resources, so that happens, and that's not something I'm going to hide. How are they able to compete at such a high level? There are resource sellers that sells them resources, allowing them to compete at a very high level. There's no way, you don't see this, okay? You're not going to see freaking bumper harvest bundle being dropped there. I think the only person I really saw buy is Baba buying bumper harvest. I think for the most part, I didn't really see a lot of players in the Imperium buy bumper harvest. And I think if you watch other players' videos on chest drops, you're not going to see bumper harvest. Reason why is because they just buy resources from sellers. And as much as we hate to say it, it is illegal within the game. If they don't catch it, they don't catch it. I'm not trying to promote resource sellers in here, but I'm just saying it happens. And that's something, that's not my problem, right? It happens. So where should you be? All right, making a decision whether you are for Imperium Kingdom or a low seed kingdom. When I talk about low seed kingdom, this is not meaning that you're going to be in a dead kingdom. This is going to be meaning like you're in a seed that is very competitive still, like where I'm at right now. It was very competitive. I think we had a lot of fights in here, and it was really fun. So on deciding into whether you need to go to Imperium or low seed kingdom. If you want to play in the Imperium Kingdom, your mentality needs to be different than most people. You have to be very active in the game, like grinding, and you've got to be active, especially if you're not spending money into the game. You need to be able to, maintain your account. You need to log in daily, you spend a lot of hours, then you should be in Imperium Kingdom. And when you're fighting combat, when you're in war, you need to be there, throughout the week. If you have a lot of time, you can call off from work, then yeah, Imperium Kingdom would be the best situation for you, because you'll have a lot of fun fighting within the game. But of course, when you fight a high intensity war, it also means it's going to be a high intensity consumption on your resources, right? On your resources and as well as on your speed up. And you got to think about your crystal technology as well when you are in the Imperium Kingdom. If you are in Imperium Kingdom and you have a very low crystal technology, then it is going to not benefit you to succeed in the battlefield. I don't care if you are I don't care if you are a rally leader or a open field. You need to have a good technology to survive in the Imperium Kingdom. Now, if you're going to be a rally leader, you need to be able to max your crystal tech in an Imperium Kingdom, and you need to have, solid gears, crit gears, and iconic gears as well. So that is something that you need to take into consideration when you're going to our Imperium Kingdom. And if you can bear with the lag and the delay of fighting, in the open field, then you can go into Imperium Kingdom. Just keep in mind, sometimes when you're experiencing the lag, it's not enjoyable, but you do get to enjoy the long intensity battle if that's for you. Now, if you're looking into a low seed kingdom, what I can tell you based on my experience, I have played with low seed before when I first started like in 228. Playing in this kingdom is really fun. You'll be able to basically get your worth every minute that you fight. You get to see your commanders cast that skill. You'll be able to really move and mobilize. You pretty much be able to capitalize on your skills, because in a situation when it's laggy, you're not really utilizing your skills, right? You're not utilizing your greatness within the game because you're just fighting in lag. You're just hoping you kill somebody. And if you get killed, you just come back out, right? With this, you can actually move around, make some plays, and that can really make a huge difference between the KVK wars. Now, in Imperium, in a low seed kingdom, you can be a spender, which we have some spenders within the game as well. But they're of course not extreme spenders compared to like, if you look into like Mimi, Baba, Moko, who else? Like, who else is a big name out there that we know? That farmer guy. It really. You're not really going to be able to compete in players like those. So if you're like moderately spending within the game, you want to get your value, bang for the buck, going for a low seed will be the best. You'll still be utilized by the players and you're still going to enjoy. Like we have some players in here that came from Imperium Kingdoms and they did some of their parts in the Imperium Kingdom. And, for them, they really enjoy it here. I mean, they still lost a lot of power, I can see. So you can definitely enjoy the game being in the low seed kingdoms. One more thing that I would say, if you are a regular player and you are in the Imperium Kingdom, for my perspective, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you're in the Imperium Kingdom, you are mostly just a number to them. You're just something that, you feed your troops into the rally or into the pass. You don't really have that family bonding where like, okay, he's actually worth more than just a number. Now, in the low seed kingdom, every member matters because there's not a lot of you, right? There's not a lot of you. So in here, you're just not a number. You're somebody that is like quite important to the gameplay of, your success for your kingdom. So that's something to really put into consideration if you want to look into the holistic view of it within the game. Like this is something like you want to be, a part of, not just a number. All right. So those are some things that you can consider. I'm sure there's a lot of things that I didn't tackle here. Some more pros and cons within each, Imperium and non-Imperium kingdoms or low seed. But this is so far what I can think of. And this is so far my experience. And as further we go into this low seed, KVKs, we'll see. I'll probably give a lot more insight in the future. So with that being said, hopefully you guys like this. If you have anything to add into this, please let me know in the comments section below. And this will help other players, who's reading the comments to kind of have the insight of Imperium and non-Imperium. So if you're from Imperium Kingdom, give me your insight. How long have you been playing in Imperium? And if you're in the low seed, give us some insight as well. I'm only one person. I can only give you what I can. Anyway, rockers, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys again next time.